lie to you? Stand up, Jimmy Carr. Word up, Jerry Christian. And their team captain, Lee Mack. And facing them tonight, Birmingham Beauty, Jamelia. On comic duty, Marcus Brigstock. And their team captain, David Mitchell. And here's your host, Rob Brydon.
Good evening and welcome to Would I Lie to You, the show that prides itself on being a liar's paradise. According to scientists, certain people are able to tell at a glance whether someone is lying or not. They call these individuals women. And the very first lie was told by Adam and Eve when they denied eating the apple in the Garden of Eden. The cost of eating the apple, an existence of pain and mortality. Still, slightly less than a Waitrose pack of 4 organic pippins. And so to round one, Home Truths, where our panellists each read out a statement from the card in front of them. To make things harder, they've never seen the card before, so they've no idea what they'll be faced with. It's up to the opposing team to sift the fact from the fiction. And Jimmy, you're first up.
All right.
Please reveal it.
Prince Philip told me I was a funny-looking fellow when I was a ball boy at Wimbledon.
David's team.
What year was this?
Oh, I was about 12 or 13, about 84, maybe? Something like that, ages ago.
How did you get into being a ball boy?
How did I get into it? Well, I just psyched myself up. I love it, man.
Okay. How does the system of
I
selecting
was
ball boys work? And
I was in a tennis
manage?
club in my sort of local village, and I used to play tennis, and there was a lottery thing, and you could go along, and 2 people from every tennis club went along.
Yeah, I thought they were from sort of schools around the Wimbledon area. That's what I thought.
Where were you at school, Jimmy?
The Wimbledon area.
Wow, he's really foxed us there.
And you were lined up, all the ball boys and ball girls?
Yeah, it was after the women's final. Everyone's lined up, like hundreds of us.
Which final? Who had played?
It was years ago. It was the Ivan Lendl kind of era.
He's unlikely to make the women's final.
Who was Prince Philip there with?
I think it's the Duke and Duchess of Kent or something. I don't really know the royals that
Well, that's the thing. It's usually the Duke and Duchess of Kent that do all the Wimbledon stuff, rather than Prince Philip, who's got more important sporting events to go and be racist at. I don't believe you're a ball boy at Wimbledon, but I just don't think Prince Philip often turns up to Wimbledon.
He does. He does, actually. He told me I was a fine-looking fellow when I was there, so...
Yeah, no...
that's how I know that, yeah.
That's a clincher, though.
Do you have any concept of what particular aspect of your demeanour that he found funny-looking?
I can answer this. In fact, we'll all have a go. We'll start with it. We'll go around like that.
What's funny about my massive head?
Do you think you frightened the prince with your appearance? Is that... he was actually really freaked out? Most polite thing to say.
Do you know what? That joke works if you don't do that. Do you know what? I thought you could never look more like a ventriloquist dummy. Do that again. You chicken monkey! You go back in the box! Hey?
Right, David, what do you reckon?
Yeah, well...
Is he telling the truth?
What do you think?
It could be true because of his face, but... I don't think you're ugly. I just think... No, sorry. I just think that you've got a very unique face. No one will ever forget you.
How am I getting bullied by Jamelia? How did that happen?
So, David, what's your team deciding here?
I think it could be true.
I don't know. I don't trust you. You're a funny-looking fellow.
Yeah, you see, that's the crucial detail.
Yeah. I'm edging towards a lie.
You're saying it's a lie?
Yeah.
OK. Jimmy Carr.
Well, I can tell you, it is a lie.
It's a lie. Prince Philip didn't tell Jimmy he was a funny-looking fellow at Wimbledon. What a moment. Perhaps the funniest man in Britain, known for his off-colour material, finally getting to meet Jimmy Carr. Amelia, you're next.
OK. I once stole some toilet paper from George Michael's house.
Lee?
Was it new or used? Was it beside the bed on the floor crumpled up, or was it from a roll?
I'm amazed he has toilet paper in his house, because he's normally at the gents in the park.
Yeah, it was in his house. In the toilet. Not in the toilet, like, on the roll.
Just what were you doing at George's house?
It was a party. I think it was his birthday.
Were any of his relatives there?
You think it might. Well, what was the occasion?
But it was a party. What do you have parties for?
Well, I had parties for all sorts of reasons.
Well, it was one of those reasons.
All right, then. Why did you steal the paper?
A memento.
How much did you steal, Jamelia? What sort of quantities are we talking about here?
Not like just like a square.
One square?
One square?
This, that's not a square. That's an oblong.
The toilet paper squares are oblong. You know, they're referred to as squares, but they're not perfect squares at all. They're oblong. They're definitely longer than they are wide.
You're the only person in the world that's noticed that, David. Everyone else goes like that, just that, but not you. I say. Excuse me, darling, pass me the ruler. I think this is actually an oblong, not technically a square. Well, how long ago was it?
A few years.
3, 4 years? Give me some figures.
About 3 or 4 years.
Oh, all right, that's handy.
No further questions, Your Honour. False. I think if you were going to steal something from George Michael's house, you would steal something a bit better than that.
Hey, what do you want? To take a flat-screen TV? I mean, there's taking a memento, and then there's just being a thief.
I think you're edging towards saying it's a lie, I suspect.
I think it's...
Me and Jimmy got a lie, but Terry, if you're going to overrule us, then...
No, I'm just going to disagree, and that way I'll look great if you're wrong.
You won't look great.
Fair enough. Hey, what do I... Give them your brutal quipping, not me.
Oh,
I'm on your team.
Right, Jamelia, you're going to have a bit of brutal quipping. Go on, we'll say that's a lie, Jamelia.
OK, so, Jamelia, they're saying it's a lie. Are you telling the truth?
It is true.
It's true. Jamelia did once steal some toilet paper from George Michael's house. I bumped into George Michael in the toilet once. We'd never met before, but he was very friendly. Marcus, you're next.
Right. I worked as a podium dancer at the Ministry of Sound.
You were a podium dancer at where, sorry?
Yeah. At the Ministry of Sound.
And what does that involve? Don't say just dancing. I mean, what did you have to wear, for example?
Usually we'd get a phone call and they'd let us know if there was any colour theme. And then at certain points in the evening, they would just gather up those of us who were employed to do it and put us on a podium to get the crowd going.
And what sort of tunes were you dancing to?
This was early 90s, so, you know, early 90s house music.
Like what? Name one.
Hello.
I
can't help you here.
I think the nature of that kind of music was that they were relatively indistinct tunes designed to create an atmosphere across the entire evening.
Well, that's a stroke.
But I mean, you know,
Well, there is an easy way to tell if he's telling the truth, which is, would you like to show us?
not particularly. That's what I'm doing. I'm now a sort of moderately plump man in my mid-30s. It doesn't have quite the same impact.
Oh, come on, what do you mean, moderately?
Where did they find you?
Their own people just sort of talent spotted me.
They talent scouted you.
Yeah.
Marcus, it was a part-time job. Now, what else were you doing? What other jobs were you doing at the time?
I was working on an oil rig.
Oh, Kets.
I worked for 9 months on an oil rig, doing 4 weeks on, and in the 2 weeks off, I would go and do.
This is like your own private flash dance.
It's in that area, yeah.
What were you doing on the...
You were welding and then you were dancing. Flash dance is based on your life.
What did your oil rig friend people? Did you tell them what you were doing part time?
Yeah, I used to practice on the rig.
You did not.
An oil rig is just a massive podium.
So, Lee, what are you going to say? What do you think? Is he telling the
It's got a
truth?
lot of YMCA qualities, this drill. Come on, boys.
Not only do I think this is true, I think this is the most dignified and wonderful way for Marcus to come out on television.
It's so stupid, in a way, and unbelievable, that it could be true as a double bluff. But no, a lie as a double bluff, and he's made it mad, and he's thrown the oil rig thing in, which might be true, to go with the lie.
Can I just say,
It's a lie.
Of the 3 series we've done so far, I've never asked someone, and at the end of it, had less information than when I...
That's why you're the team captain, and I'm on the end now, getting quipped again by you both. You're like Radio 4 panel show bullies. So, I would say...
Radio 4, I've never been so happy in all my life. Do you really think that, Terence?
Yes. I'm telling you that he's lying.
Did you not see the dance move? Did you not see his crazy...
I was going to say, I didn't believe any of this, but I think Jimmy's probably... That was a move, wasn't it?
So what are you going to go for, Lee?
We'll say it's true.
OK, Marcus, is it truth or is it a lie?
It is, in fact, true.
Jimmy Carr.
It's true. Marcus did work as a podium dancer at the Ministry of Sound. The DJ's got a lot of requests from clubbers at the Ministry, mainly, can you get that big posh bloke off the podium? He's putting me off my ecstasy. Our next round is called The Ring of Truth, in which I read out some amazing celebrity facts, and all our team have to do is decide whether they're true or not. Now then, Lee's team, take a look at this.
This is my kind of town. Riding the express elevator to the top of one of the city's highest buildings, this is the view that nearly took my breath away. You know, it's an adventure to shop in the city. 150 market stalls display their goods, whilst over them, intense traffic pounds along the elevated inner ring road. Yes, it's my kind of town. So long, Birmingham. Here's looking at you.
So here's the related fact, then, for Lee's team. Jodie Marsh has a degree in golf course management from the University of Birmingham. Now then...
When you say related fact, it's not that related, is it?
Well, it's Birmingham.
I don't know, there's 2 Telly Savalas on a chest.
It looks like those stuck-on ones, you know, that you can buy in the joke shop.
What was famous about Jodie Marsh is that hers were actually real.
Yeah, she's had an ongoing spat with Jordan over the fact that Jordan's had surgery and she hasn't.
Yeah, because I've met both of them.
Have you?
Well,
I mean, just Jodie Marsh. And I kind of had a quick, you know, you can't help looking, can you?
To be honest, Jodie Marsh strikes me as someone who wouldn't particularly mind people looking. You know?
She's being a bit coy with that belt, I don't know.
Massively offended. Turns up like that and someone looks at her tits and she goes, how dare you? Actually, you know, I'm actually very skilled in golf course management. What do you have to do to get taken seriously as a woman?
Why would she do a course on golf course management?
Well, she plays golf, and her love of the game comes from her grandfather, Jasper Marsh, who was actually a professional golfer.
The University of Birmingham, is that... Did it used to be a polytechnic, or was it one of the ones that used to be a 24-hour garage?
To be fair, I think the University of Birmingham is a proper one.
It's a proper university.
Jodie wrote her dissertation on the placement of bunkers on links courses. She had to study...
No, she didn't!
Come on, Rob, you're pushing your luck now.
What are you going to say on this one?
What do you think?
I can't imagine she's got a golf course management from the University of Birmingham.
Terry?
I'm going to say it's a lie.
OK.
But I think it might be true.
Terry's off again.
Well, either way, I'll end up being ridiculed by my own team.
What are you writing down there?
It's a letter to Points of View to complain about this show.
So, you're saying it's a lie?
We'll say it's a lie.
You say it's a lie. OK, well, it's actually a lie.
See? Yeah, when we all agree, you see. Bonding. And we all agree.
Jodie Marsh does not have a degree in golf course management from the University of Birmingham. Golf course management is a taxing degree. You learn all about golf course design, upkeep, groundsmanship, and then after lunch you get a certificate. Which means at the end of that round, it's David's team in the lead with 3 points. Our next round is called This Is Mine, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. This week, each of Lee's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest, and it's up to David's team to spot who's telling the truth. So, please welcome this week's special guest, Steve. So, Terry, what is Steve to you?
This is my mate Steve, and we were actually questioned by police who mistook us both for jewel thieves.
Right.
That sounds incredibly plausible.
Lee, perhaps you'd like to explain how you know Steve.
This is Steve. We own a greyhound together that's come last in every race.
And finally, Jimmy, what's your connection with Steve?
This is Steve. We were at primary school together. I didn't see each other for 20 years, and then met up in a hotel when he brought me room service.
Well, there we are.
You call it room service?
David's team, where do you want to start?
I think you're all claiming to be friends with him. I want to see, like, a real connection. So if you could all just give him a hug, I want to see if there's a, you know...
You want to see if I hug this man like I own a greyhound with him?
No. If he's your friend, if you own something with him...
That's it. OK, this is how we hug. We got this usually. Hey, how are you, little fella? Hey, get off. I'm trying to get off with it. That's how we hug.
That's not realistic.
Leave my mate alone.
Hey, look, mate. All right, darling.
Can you just turn around?
Yeah, sure.
Which hotel was this, Jimmy, where...
It was the Lowry in Manchester.
the Lowry?
That is a hotel in
That is
Manchester.
a hotel in Manchester, yes.
Yeah.
He's the night duty manager there. So he's, you know,
He knew you were staying in the hotel and brought your room service up in order to renew
say hello.
your acquaintance.
Yes, and I
Yes.
recognised him immediately, and, you know...
And did you go, oh, my God, Steve?
Yeah, I mean, he really hasn't changed that much.
Have you remained friends with him since that?
Yeah, I stay in the same hotel quite a lot whenever
Oh, so you only see him when he comes to...
No,
when
I
you
literally...
go to the
yeah,
hotel?
well, that's fine. Well, he lives in Manchester, I
That's
live in
not
London,
friend.
so we see each other.
He's like a friend.
What do you want me to do, take him to the zoo?
No.
So, Lee, what's the name of the greyhound you own with
It's
him?
called Ballyregan.
And how many times has Ballyregan raced?
6 times.
And has always come last.
Always come absolutely last. We put him in too high a grade, that's the problem.
And where's Ballyregan raced?
Wimbledon.
Right.
So where does he live?
Wimbledon. Most of the dogs that run at Wimbledon are trained in Wimbledon.
Right. So he lives at, a kennels?
No, he lives at the Trust House 40. Where do you think he lives?
Dog tracks have adjacent kennels.
They do, they're very much up
Ballyregan
to-
lives in the adjacent kennels.
Trainers live around dog tracks. So
You're
you've
in
got...
trouble now.
Why-
David
why-
in dog racing, he knows everything about it.
Yeah.
If there's one thing, listen, if there's one thing I'm going to always beat David on, it's dog racing. Walk down at Walthamstow with me, Woodbine.
What?
Run, you little bastard, or I'll shoot
So how
you.
much is it? How much
Where are
is
the
it?
pheasants? There's no bloody pheasants. I don't understand. We'll never catch the fox at this rate.
What are you talking about? Pheasants? Dogs? Fox? I mean, what sort of a menagerie do you imagine I would be imagining?
I imagine you
I'm in my castle with 10 different sorts of vaguely posh animal, all fighting each other, then I kill a servant and have sex with the wall. That's you, Omar. That's who you are. Right. How much does it cost to kennel Ballyregan?
It costs £35 a week.
So why do you share him? Is it a credit crunch?
Because it was Steve's idea.
So, Terry, how did you get to know Steve?
Just being out and about, you know, drinking and what have you.
So you met him in a pub? He was a stranger in a pub, you got talking.
You're right, out and about, you know.
Out and about, and you meet him.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're out and about on a friend-finding mission. Will you be my friend? Yes.
Okay, can you tell us the actual situation? Why did the police think that you were a jewel thief?
They just thought we were sort of dressed like the description, of,
Stripy top.
It was in the city centre, and what is it? We're walking down the road. Next thing you know, these 4 police cars pull up, and
Hang on. City centre, Manchester, pedestrianised, mate. You should know that. Like they pull up in police trams.
so we were walking down this road in the city centre, right? And 4 police cars pulled up.
Got out and walked.
And they got out.
About 3 miles.
and they just said that we fitted the description of these guys who just carried out a robbery on a jeweller's.
Right, we need an answer. So, David's team. Is Steve Terry's partner in crime, Lee's partner in a dog, or Jimmy's primary school pal?
OK, can I rule Terry out at this stage?
OK, I'm happy to rule Terry out at this stage.
And I do think Steve looks too well-groomed to be from Manchester.
Everyone, come on!
Another thing as well, Lee, I think you're way too successful to have bought half a dog. I think you just buy your own greyhound. I think it's Jimmy.
You think it's Jimmy?
I think it's greyhound.
I think I'm edging towards Jimmy.
Definitely
because I
Jimmy.
think Jimmy looked a little bit put upon when you were sort of having a go at what, what a essentially bad friend he is. It's all very well, it's all for a quick sandwich in a hotel bar, but, I've got gigs and stuff, so... Isn't it? Yeah. Catch you next time I'm passing through town.
So, David, time to decide.
Well, I think we'll go with the majority decision, which is that we think
it's
Jimmy.
OK, well, Steve, would you like to reveal your true identity?
Yeah, the truth is, me and Terry were mistaken as jewel thieves.
Yes. Steve is Terry's mate, and they were questioned by the police, who mistook them for jewel thieves. Was it a pedestrianised area?
No, it was in Derby, actually, not Manchester.
You liar.
No, I just said a city centre. He said Manchester.
Thank you very much. Steve. Which brings us to our final round, quick-fire lies, in which our panellists lie not only through their teeth, but against the clock. Now, the scores are tied, so there's everything to play for, and we start with... David.
I read 1984 from cover to cover in W.H. Smith, so I didn't have to buy a copy.
Lee, do you believe that?
When was this?
It was, I'd say, 1992.
So, 8 years after it came out. Did you knock on the door at 8:30 as they opened, and you were in there till 5? Oh, this is good. Or did you pop in and read a bit at a time?
I read it in a series of lunchtimes.
Did you find that later on in the afternoon you were really, really hungry?
I grabbed a sandwich as well.
Oh, you were eating and turning at the same time?
No, you can't eat sandwiches in W.H. Smith, you barbarian.
What was the name of Winston's girlfriend in 1984?
It's Julia, as in do it to Julia, isn't it? Yes, I think.
What were you doing for a living in 1992?
I was working at a publisher's.
Was it really badly paid?
It was quite badly paid, but I dare say I could have stretched to a copy. Actually,
Why didn't you?
Because I quite like the
You like the danger? I'm living on the edge, sweetheart. I'm nipping into W.H. Smith and I ain't paying for it. Technically, isn't this... It's a type of shoplifting, but with intellectual property. You're stealing thoughts. It's very 1984 in and of itself. I like it.
Thank you.
So, I don't know, what do we think?
Well, in 1992, I was having it large, he was podium dancing, and he was reading bleeding books in his lunchtime. He is weird enough to have done it.
Let me ask you a question. What were you having that was so large?
Everything.
Chips, milkshake, the lot.
So, Lee, time for a guess.
True. You're saying true. You're saying it's a lie.
Lie.
Who do I trust the most? There's going to be a jewel thief from Manchester who happened to get off.
No, I wasn't a jewel thief, was I?
Yeah, definitely. Stick to that story.
I'll go with Terry and say that's a lie.
You're going to say it's a lie? OK, David, is it a lie or were you telling the truth?
It is a lie.
Well done. It was a lie. Of course, the novel 1984 is where the term Big Brother comes from. The protagonist, Winston Smith, tries to overthrow a fascist regime by sitting in a room with Ulrika and the little one from Austin Powers. Next. Oh, Terry Christian.
Possession.
OK, there's a box under the desk, if you'd like to bring it up, and read out the card therein.
Well, this is some of my hair collection. That I gathered from guests who appeared on the word. Rod Hull and Emu. MC Hammer. And Kurt Cobain's hair.
All right, there we are.
Where did you manage to get this hair from?
I would ask the makeup women to take it off the brush.
So they were brushing Emu.
Well, emu have to. It kind of sheds.
Would you mind if I had a look? I'd quite like to see
Come over.
some of MC Hammer's little curlies in a Regal packet.
That phrase has never been said in the history of mankind.
So be careful, because there's only...
What are you smelling for?
Smelling it smells like heroin. That's never Rod Hull's hair. Look at that. That's not even real hair. Oh, look at MC Hammer's in a little baggie in it.
Oi, don't open it.
That's never MC Hammer's hair, I'm telling you. Have a look at that. That's not MC Hammer's hair. I know MC Hammer's hair.
This is like a really low-budget CSI.
Interesting little pot.
Now it's turned into Antiques Roadshow. Which is, I can see you on, actually.
I would have that insured for 2, maybe 3 pence.
So what are you going to front for?
It's tricky. You know, the thing that really is most convincing is that this is definitely an old cigarette packet.
I think it's a big, hairy lie.
But now he's doing that smile.
I hate this game. I think we're going to say lie, aren't we?
It's a lie.
I'll agree. I'll agree.
Right. You're saying it's a lie. OK, Terry, is it truth or is it a lie?
Get your hair, baby. Lie.
Ah, yes.
Oh, that's it. That noise signals time is up, and it's the end of the show, and I can reveal that David's team have 4 points, but Lee's team have romped to victory with 6 points.
Oh.
But it's not just a team game, and my individual liar of the week this week is Terry Christian. Terry, you can put the award on your award shelf, or as it's currently known, your shelf. Good night.
What I like to use at the earlier time of 10 o'clock next Monday. An award-winning performance by Geoffrey Rush next tonight here on BBC One in biopic The Life and Death of Peter Sellers. Another Peter becomes friends with actor James Woods in the first of a Family Guy double bill, underway on BBC 3 now.